as long as this thing is gonna hold. It's been a minute since I've been in it. Seems good there. See that? That's a D-ring. I got a problem with fucking D-rings. I hate D-rings. I'll tell you why sometime. Anyway, it looks like my hammock is going to hold. Oh God, I hope it doesn't fucking break. All right, so far so good. Let me turn it around. Okay, so my hammock didn't break, so I can tell you that a little bit about my history. How you like those shoes right there? Them's my gardening shoes. That's my yard work shoes. These are my work shoes. Probably about time I got rid of them, huh? Well, so my history. I think what's got to start off with is growing up on a 450 acre farm in northeast Nebraska. I moved out there with my mother at 6 or 7 years old, something like that. Me and my sister, we started a brand new family with a man she had just married, who she had fallen in love with, and who owned a big farm. And so our lives changed when we had to go out there and start farming. And it was a pretty good sized farm. I mean, for one family, 450 acres, 200 cattle, 200 sows that were farrowing like every fucking day, it seemed like, and hundreds of acres of corn and soybeans and alfalfa and oats and you name it. So that's where my heart is. It's always going to be somewhere on that farm growing up. It was a really good, it's a good way to grow up. So shout out to all my friends from there if they're watching this. So after that, for a variety of reasons, I joined the Army at 18. My dad had lost the farm. That was a big part of it. So I joined the Army and got sent off to the 2nd and 36th Infantry Battalion in Kirchgloins, Germany. Did a couple of years there, came back. I stayed in for 20 years, and I ended up retiring. Along the way, I switched to military intelligence and was trained in that field, was an instructor, did 6 years MIA POW missions in and out of Southeast Asia. Worked with DIA at the very end in an embassy in Hanoi, Vietnam, and got hired on as a civilian right after that. Right when I retired, I got hired on. It was really good. It was for it wasn't a contractor position. It was a government, a GG position. I don't know what the second G stands for, but it's not a GS job. It's a GG. It was a GG job, and I did that for a number of years. And when they hired me on, I got some additional training as a civilian and went to a number of other embassies. Deployed to some of them for small periods of time and did what I did, or I was stationed at a couple, and that's where I would deploy from. Hanoi. I was stationed in Hanoi for a couple years. Qatar, Doha, Qatar, and then Riga, Latvia. And then I left DIA in 2011 and decided that I tried to go to Afghanistan, or for a number of times with DIA, and I was a Russian linguist and a Vietnamese linguist, and I was last on the totem pole to go to Iraq or Afghanistan, so for better or for worse, I quit. And got a contracting job. This was my last experience with the government was through being a government contractor, working in the same field that I worked in when I was in the Army. And my last unit, I went to Afghanistan in April 2011, left April 2012 at a remote base about 30 miles west of Kandahar City. So, and yeah, so I don't know, I guess I've had the whole spectrum of what is offered by the government coming in as a private E1, the very, very bottom of the fucking totem pole, in an infantry battalion at that, and but worked my way up through to the very upper echelons of the intelligence community. So most of that will be saved for another day, and if ever. But that's kind of where I'm coming from as far as one part of my story. But another part of it is right now. So that was the then. This is kind of the now. Now I am a disabled veteran, and any kind of distance that I have to walk, I have to use a wheelchair. I can't stand for very long at all before I'll start shaking, and just body just is kind of overcome with pain, and I have to sit down. So that's who I am now, among other things. You know, I say my hand's starting to shake now, but so this is a little bit about me and my history that I told you I was going to give you, and yeah, maybe there's. I tell you what, if you got a question, if you have a question you want to ask me, if you want to ask me, leave it in the comment, and or share it. Maybe somebody you know might want to ask me a question, and I'll try to answer it. So ask me anything. All right, take care.